Greetings, all you Jackson Jennets, and welcome to your daily dose of donkey with Ginger. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey, coming to you with our first of the 2022 season power rankings, Donk Nation Power Index. It's coming in. It's just me today, like it always has been on the Power Ranking shows. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be going 32-1. Next week, I'll be sure to get Gingy and Lasker's top 10 so we can do like we did last year. Things have just been a little crazy and hectic right now, but I'm very happy I was able to get this going and was able to get it out before the Thursday night game. So, hey, if you're getting ready for Thursday Night Football, why not tune in, hear your Donk Nation Power Index, and if you didn't know, the Bug Cap this week had the debut of JD. If you haven't seen it, you haven't heard it, you should go tune in. Little man did a great job. It was a fun show. Terrible recap since it was of the Bills game, but hey, it was fun out there, giving some more content. Always good to create something new, and always good to bring a little one into the show because they bring the energy I just can't match. Anyway, let's get into the power rankings. Steelers fans, you're going to hate the way this one starts as we start at the bottom, number 32 in the power index, as they are the worst team in terms of record. We'll tie for the worst. They are the 30th ranked offense. Somehow there's team scoring less points than us. I know, I'm surprised too. And the 26th ranked defense. Just not much good to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Points expected were negative in all areas. It's just not a team moving forward right now. A team that has a lot of youth on the offense when you consider no one's been in the league more than 5 years on that offense. It's a team unit that's growing, and you hope to see it get better as the season goes on. And that's how we'll have to judge the offense. Is there's going to be performances like last week in Buffalo, but going forward, can this offense improve? This was a team that needed to be carried by the defense, and as we saw, that defense is literally one player in TJ Watt. Not a whole lot of going on in the positive direction right now for the Steelers, but hopefully that turns around soon. And hopefully, since we are starting the first power rankings in the last spot, Steeler Nation, Dog Nation, nowhere to go but up. Let's get it done, Steelers. Here we go. Then let's get to 31. You got the Washington Commanders. What can you say about a team that decided Carson Wentz was an upgrade? We go up there. Carolina, number 30. Matt Rule just got fired, so Baker Mayfield, good at getting his first head coaches on teams fired. I believe Baker's hurt. Carolina, team I'm disappointed in. I expected a lot more out of them. Then we got, at number 29, Detroit, but with the number 3 scoring offense in the league. Think about that. Detroit, literally the worst defense in the league in terms of points, but the number 3 scoring offense, apparently Jared Goff's got it going because his old team that won the Super Bowl last year, the Rams, are the 29th ranked offense, which puts them just above the Steelers. So, hey, Steelers fans, we're as good as last year's Super Bowl champs on offense, so don't hate too much. Coming in at 28, we got the Vegas Raiders. Maybe Josh McDaniels just doesn't know how to coach because second go-round in the NFC West and second time his team seems to struggle. 27, we got the Houston Texans. Not sure what to say about them, but they tied the Colts, so they're that kind of football team. That's all I can really say. I don't know what the upside is there. 26, we have the Rams. This is a super disappointing team. The defense looks a little not as good as it was last year. Super Bowl hangover. Call it what you will. Matt Stafford looks bad. The running backs haven't got it going. Just not a good start for them. At 25, we have Seattle, who I'm going to say Geno Smith having good games is fun to see. Good for him sticking to his craft, putting in the time, getting another chance, and really balling out as of right now. So good job, Geno. 24, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Again, you don't pay a guy like Kyler Murray who gets hurt and has never really had super-duper performances and expect to win. You're seeing that in Arizona. At 23, we got New Orleans, who they looked better after Jameis Winston got hurt, and that's all you have to say about that. Chicago, 22. Get to see them this Thursday. Very excited to watch the development of Justin Fields. I liked him out of last year's quarterbacks. I said that for a while. I think he has some potential to be the two-way star. Chicago, please unleash him and let him throw the ball. At 21, you got the Denver Broncos, who have the 31st point scoring offense. Second to last. Only worse is the Colts. So two teams that traded for big money quarterbacks, not getting it done. Russell Wilson, They gave a lot to get you. They gave you a lot of money, and you got to win football games. It's that simple. At 20, we have New England. The injury bug's biting there, but their third stringer and Zapper is out there playing pretty good. And this seems to be a team that's on the upward trend as of right now. At 19, we got Atlanta, a team on the downward trend. But they've done decent, a top 10 offense in terms of points. I mean, Marcus Mariota is exactly what he was in Tennessee. Wildly inconsistent, and, well, there is some upside to him, though. At number 18, we got the Cleveland Browns. Believe Deshaun Watson just got the okay to get back to team facilities and into team things. Jacoby Brissett seems like the most clutch quarterback, except for the last 5 minutes of football games, which is why they have 2 big losses at the end of games, which is why they're sitting as low as they are. 17, you got the Indianapolis Colts. The only team who has a 500 record right now in the NFL at 2-2-1 is your Indianapolis Colts. You want to say they had to do better with the acquisitions they went to try and make themselves a Super Bowl favorite. Have the dead last offense, which means they can only go up in offense. Maybe they start figuring it out, and sitting at 2-2 in that AFC South, they figure it out in the next 4 weeks. That's an easy cakewalk to division title, I think. At number 16, you got the Cincinnati Bengals. Take out a terrible Week 1 performance. This offense has been on an upward trend, and I expect it to continue as that line gets more continuity together and Burrow starts finding his receivers. Also, a lot of injury problems there in the wide receiving core with T. Higgins missing a lot of time. Number 15, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're seeing what the second year of a youth movement can do. This team has brilliant games and then games where you're like, how did they play it, just like last week? But led by Trevor Lawrence, led by a bunch of young guys, this is a team that is going to be inconsistent, but definitely is showing the potential. A team that I expect the Steelers to hopefully take this jump to next year. At number 14, you got the Tennessee Titans. They're winning games while not doing anything good. Not good offense, not good defense, but winning some football games, which seems to be a Tennessee thing. And Derrick Henry looking better the last few weeks. Number 13, you got Miami. This is a team who's on the downtrend and has been really killed by the concussion protocol. Explosive offense, arguably top 5 offense when Tua was in there. They put it to Buffalo. You're talking a team that is impressive when healthy with all those weapons out there. But the concussion protocol kind of did him in. There was a game where Tua got a concussion and he probably should not have been allowed to go back in, and then led to an even bigger concussion the next week. And then you had the concussion bug bite the other way because of the Tua situation. Now they're overcautious, and which is the safer way to play. It's the way they should have played the whole time. But Teddy Bridgewater gets held out of a game he probably should have been allowed to play in, and probably cost Miami that game by Bridgewater not being able to go back. Really weird that the big concussion questions of the guy should have been allowed to play and the guy shouldn't have been allowed to play happened on the same team within 3 weeks. That's just kind of, I guess that's Miami for you. Then we go up to number 12, the Chargers. Again, massively inconsistent football team here. Defense is playing terrible, 30th in the league in points. Offense is a top 10 unit when Herbert's on, but then Herbert's not on. Just a team that needs more cohesion, more development, maybe more time to get it going. Also, I think they showcase their head coach as boneheaded moves is all this guy does. Should have lost the Browns game because of going for it on 4th and 2 on your own 42 with 1:10 to go and the Browns down 2. No sense whatsoever in doing that. And I think their head coach needs to hire a coach who's in charge of decision-making, of when to go for it, when not to go for it. Because I've been saying this since day one. I feel like he's lost them 3 or 4 games already because he just doesn't understand how to head coach. It's very similar to the guy in Cincinnati. We get to number 11, Green Bay, who surprisingly is led by their defense, not their offense of Aaron Rodgers, as Rodgers seems to be struggling without Devontae Adams, but it's not like Devontae Adams and Vegas are having a good time down there. Although I guess they do have a top 10 offense, but in terms of scoring. But Aaron Rodgers clearly missing abs. Number 10, this is the biggest surprise to me. Both New York teams, actually all 3 New York teams make it into the top 10. Kind of crazy. You have the Jets coming in at number 10, because all you have to say about the New York Jets is they are the most clutch 4th quarter team in football right now. Big comeback wins against the Steelers and the Browns. I mean, this team apparently knows how to play in the 4th quarter, and hey, that's the most important quarter to play in if you ask me. Number 9, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right now led by a defense that's a top 6 unit, and what can you say? Injuries to the wide receiving cores make it hard for Tom Brady to get on time with anything. Who knows if Giselle's in Tom Brady's head? But this is an offense. If it starts clicking the way the defense is playing, watch out for this Tampa team. At number 8, you got the Baltimore Ravens. Defense hasn't been holding up. Offense disappears in the fourth quarter. But Lamar Jackson balling out. I mean, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, two guys who are just balling out this year. Same with Patty Mahomes, obviously. And Jalen Hurts, for that matter. Mobile quarterbacks are balling out, leading them to a top 4 offense. In a different way, though. A lot more pass-heavy than run-heavy. Change in Baltimore might be good for Lamar Jackson and a big contract coming. At number 7, you got the San Francisco 49ers, led by the tied for top-scoring defense in the league. And an offense that honestly looks better under Garoppolo. So who knows? Could be good trend for them. Might be the best team in the NFC. Watch out there. Number 6, you have the New York Giants. Because what can you say? Danny Dimes and Saquon Barkley are winning football games. None of them are big wins. None of them are a lot of points. But they just score a little more than their opponent. And hey, say what you want. The Giants are playing good football right now. Number 5, you got the Minnesota Vikings. I never thought Kirk Cousins would be playing clutch football, but this is what Kirk Cousins does. He puts up enough stuff to make you believe, and then come prime time, then come the big games, he's going to choke it away. So out of all the teams I don't believe in the top 10 right now, Minnesota's probably number 2 just because the Jets are in there too. Then you got at number 4, the Dallas Cowboys, led by the number 3 defense, only 25th in points scored on offense, or 24th, but Cooper Rush keeping this team alive while Dak's out. If Dak can come back and be effective moving the ball with the way they're running it with Cooper Rush in there, watch out for the Cowboys trending up. Number 3, you got the Kansas City Chiefs, number 1 offense in the league. Defense is a little slacking, but this is what happens when you pay Patty Mahomes. You're going to build that team around Patty Mahomes, and you're going to try to make the defense just good enough. And when Mahomes is on, sometimes just good enough means 1 or 2 stops a game. So I'm going to say right now, with 2 of the top 3 teams being from the AFC and them both being offensive led, it could be fun, although the other team has a pretty good defense, which is why they end up at the top. At number 2, you got the Philadelphia Eagles. What can you say right now? That offense is playing good. That defense is playing good. I don't know if they played tough competition, but hey, winning every game, being the only undefeated team is important. And I was really surprised when the numbers didn't give them the number 1 slot, being the only undefeated team. But the reason is the team above them is the tops when it comes to just about everything but wins. It's because of that loss to Miami. But Philly playing great football. I've said it before. I talked with Gingy about this. I didn't believe in Jalen Hurts. I'm not sure I do. Like I said, after week 5 is when you start judging a team. So this is the first week you should really start judging teams, in my opinion. This is when the season really starts for seeing what a team is. But I say it before. You can lose or win a season before you know what your team is. Those first 5 weeks are important. But I don't judge teams till afterwards. And right now, Philly gave themselves such a real head start going into what I consider the meat of the season. Philly put themselves right where they need to do. Jalen Hurts is playing great football. I'm not afraid to admit that I could be wrong there. I was wrong about Josh Allen. Maybe these mobile quarterbacks, I just don't know how to read them. But, man, speaking of quarterbacks I'm wrong about, your number 1 team in the inaugural 2022 Donk Nation Power Index, those Buffalo Bills, 1 loss to Miami, but coming off a huge win against Pittsburgh, the number 2 scoring offense, the number 1 scoring defense. And consider this. This team has missed wide receivers. Gabriel Davis has been hurt. Dawson Knox has been hurt. They've been missing players on the defense. Tremaine Edmonds. I can't think of the cornerback's name. Micah Hyde's out for the season. You're talking, they've been injured, but they've been playing out. As long as Josh Allen's there, it doesn't seem to matter. Him, Hurts, Lamar Jackson, all balling out to where you're like, who's going to win the MVP? Because these 3 dudes all deserve it at this point. They're all playing amazing football. And what can you say about this? I mean, it's the closest you could possibly get between one position and the other for me, separating Buffalo from Philly. It's 0.25 points. And when you consider, this is the difference. So Buffalo is a score of 8, and the lowest score is the best. Philly's a score of 8.25. The next team on the power index comes in at a 19.5. That is how good Buffalo and Philly have been playing, statistically above every other team out there. If you haven't heard Maybe I'll do an episode where I just break down how the power index, the Donk Nation power index is formed. I won't give away my secret formulas, but I'll give you the big idea. I know I've said it in an episode before, but maybe I'll do one that just is how it's done, so you can look it up if you're new and you get confused how I make these numbers of what's going on. But there you have it. Buffalo Bills come in at number one. I have to give a 1A to the Philly Eagles here. I know they're the 2 in the index, but 1A, 1B, those two teams are playing it out. Some good teams at the top, some interesting games coming up. So we'll get Laskers, we'll get Gingy to add so we can give you the Donk Nation Power Rankings, because like I did before, anyone who knows, is the Donk Nation Power Rankings is accumulation of the Donk Nation Power Index, Lasker's top 10, and Gingy top 10. We break down those 3 areas for you. We give you the power rankings. Those will start next week. I'm going to give you the power index for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's more content you like to see me do that is similar to this, very statistics based, I love to data mine. I'd love to look into it. Maybe we'll do a deep dive into where the Steelers' strengths are, where the Steelers' weaknesses are, and we'll make another show. I love putting out new content, trying to give you some fun stuff. I hope you guys enjoy it out there. Donk Nation, Steeler Nation, make sure you tune in, as we have a very special edition of Steelers Talk coming up this weekend, as I will be going to Pennsylvania. So we'll be probably doing it from Casa de Laskers for the Steelers Talk. I hope you enjoyed the first Power Index show. We're going to continue to put them out every week. We'll do the shout-outs during the Steelers Talk. Donk Nation, Steelers Nation, thank you for tuning in. Love y'all. Hey, wave them if you got them. Here we go.